Kamala Harris supporters cannot list her policy positions or accomplishments. I have two great clips for you, one from Newsmax, one from Fox News. So stay tuned. Let's check it out.
Democrat voters outside Kamala's rally in Las Vegas over the weekend, where she made the infamous no tax on tips comment. And you know what? We got a kick out of hearing how Kamala's supporters really think. Take a look.
What is the most important policy issue that she holds that is important to you?
I would say freedom.
You already know what her message is. You already know what her platform is. And so it's
What
not
is
that
her message?
Her message is unifying the nation.
And I would have to say, as a man, I would have to say women's reproductive freedom.
As a man?
Yeah, because why? Because we're all born to mothers, right?
Mothers who had us.
Yes.
Yeah, what a boneheaded response. Because we're all born to mothers, so she's for reproductive rights, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but mothers that did not have an abortion. Dumbo.
So, but what can be unburdened by what has been?
Is that a trick question?
Where does Kamala Harris stand on fracking?
I don't think he knew that Kamala Harris made that statement, and he can't even answer that. Neither can I.
She actually used to support it, has evolved her,
I thought she used to be against it.
I'm sorry, did I say that?
Yeah.
She used to be against it in her previous campaign, right? But
Does she owe it to you, the voter, to talk to the media, though?
I don't believe so. I believe, let's have the debate. Let's have a conversation.
Well, Trump says he wants 3 debates. She hasn't agreed to more than one.
But you know what? He thought he was going to debate someone else.
Tim Walsh once said that
So I believe she recently came out and now she's agreed to 2 debates. But yeah.
he wants to take weapons of war off the streets, the same weapons of war that he carried in war, but he didn't go to war. So why would he say that?
I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I don't know. I think, I don't know.
Did he choose Congress over combat?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
In Las Vegas, for Newsmax, I'm Mike Carter.
Pretty much what you kind of expected. The first question was the best. The guy just sat there for about 10 seconds. Freedom? I don't know.
Yeah. That's the Kamala Harris voter right there. Those people you saw right there are a large portion of her voters. A lot of them think like that. But anyway, let's go to Fox News.
Student loans forgiveness, and so still defending and supporting the American Health Care Act, Affordable Health Care Act.
I don't know. She was Vice President of the United States, and she was Attorney General in California, and she was the senator from California. I really don't know much of what she did.
I'm not sure I know enough about her accomplishments to answer that question.
Kamala has been at the forefront of human rights.
So why are you supporting her if you don't know what her accomplishments are, what she's done? And supporting something, being at the forefront, supporting this, supporting that is not an accomplishment.
Civil rights and LGBTQ rights since she was a prosecutor in California.
I think that the Harris-Biden administration has delivered for working people in so many ways. Infrastructure for the American people, getting us through the challenges of the COVID pandemic, funding for education has been very important.
I think that her biggest accomplishment is how she fights for education and fights for, it's not just teachers, it's
not an accomplishment.
everybody who is in the education system.
First of all, right now, to have a female as VP in the White House is incredible and amazing. She has been so inspirational to so many, so I think that's definitely a top accomplishment of hers.
Like leading the nation.
Imagine being married to or dating a woman like that as a conservative. Someone who votes based off of identity politics, just based off of being a woman, is calling that an accomplishment. What has she done? These people can't answer that question.
Empowering women. I know that would sound like maybe not necessarily political accomplishments, but as a female who's going to advocate for women's care and women's rights, that's really important for us and to model that for our daughters. So that's two. The third one would be advocating to ban assault weapons.
Kamala Harris supports our union values. She supports our collective bargaining, and she supports the power of a union to improve wages for working families across the country.
I think she's a great provider for working people, especially children in this country. With the direction that they want to take the Department of Education, it's vitally important that we save the sanctity of our government when it comes to education and labor.
What, more power to the government?
As a vice president, when it comes to women's rights, the rights of human rights, as a matter of fact, and education.
Her accomplishment, and I can speak personally on, is loan forgiveness. I was
handouts.
In the first wave of forgiveness with President Biden and Kamala Harris.
Buying votes.
When I say that was life-changing, it was life-changing.
Well, the first is that she is the vice president. The second, that she was in the Senate. And then also that she was the Attorney General for the state of California.
Is being elected to Congress. That's number one. I think breaking some glass barriers as being the district attorney. And I just think the way that she carries herself.
She was Attorney General of her state. She moved up to becoming, the Vice President of the United States. So she has definitely she's definitely made her stamp in history of being the first African-American female vice president, and soon to be first vice president as a woman of color. I think another one of her accomplishments.
Crickets.
And then they continue support for unions to be able to collectively bargain, things of that nature.
Oh boy. Oh my.
Since she was a prosecutor.
Yeah. So the majority of a large amount of people there, you hear the same thing. She's a woman of color. She's a woman, blah, blah, blah. She is a VP. She's VP. She was Attorney General, District Attorney. But they can't really list
now a judge in New York throws former president.
They can't list accomplishments. They can't name anything that she's actually done to improve the lives of people. One said, talked about handouts, but you're just buying votes. When you ask Trump supporters, what are his accomplishments, what are you voting for him for, you'll hear things like he cut taxes, he cut regulations, defeated ISIS. You hear things like there were no wars, major wars while he was in office. Illegal immigration was down. The border was more secure. He took out 2 top terrorists wanted in the entire world. The embassy was moved to Jerusalem. So you hear things like that when you talk to Trump supporters. And these people here can't give you one accomplishment other than it's all about race. It's all about gender. If you had someone like Governor DeSantis or Governor Abbott or some of these other governors in the country running for president, and they did a successful job in their states, the voters will be able to tell you what they did, because you can look up their accomplishments. You can see what they actually did. You can see here in Texas how the economy has boomed. We have the fastest growing economy in the country, the biggest job growth. You brought tons of businesses here. The fight against the border, the funding for the border, more secure now. Operation Lone Star. You see what Governor DeSantis has done for Florida. You can list accomplishments, but these people cannot name a single thing that Kamala Harris has done or what she's going to do as president. And which is why I say an uninformed voter is the most dangerous voter, because they go to the polls and blindly vote for anybody. More importantly, they vote for Democrats, because there have been studies that have been done that Republicans are more informed. That is, I've actually seen studies done that Republicans are generally more informed voters. And Democrats like to vote based off of emotion, skin color, and gender. A lot of them do. And it's scary. And even there's a difference between a leftist and a liberal. Leftists are just that they're communists. They're crazy nut jobs. Liberals vote for leftists because they're uninformed. It's simple. If a liberal were more understanding of the facts and what's going on and pay more attention and not watching CNN, they would not be voting for Kamala Harris. Leftists vote for Kamala Harris. They want to vote for Kamala Harris. They support all that communist nonsense that she's proposing, price control, this and that. If they looked at the facts, looked at what's actually going on, and looked at alternative news sites, if maybe if you spend a week watching Rob Smith or a week listening to Dan Bongino, you might say, maybe we're not getting to the whole picture here. So yes, liberals vote for leftists because they don't want to vote for Republicans. I'd rather have them vote for somebody like more down the middle. I'd rather have them vote for RFK Jr. instead of Kamala Harris. But honestly, Trump is the best option, no matter what way you look at it. But this is the sad reality we're living in right here, and it's our job to get the message out, whether it be social media, talking to friends, family, and just voting. Become a poll watcher for the integrity of our elections as well. All those things are key. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Scary stuff to know that there are a lot of uninformed voters out there. But like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.